morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And that's the place you can go to get the latest drops. Got a lot of new styles in there for you guys to add something to your closet. Okay, today we're talking about PTSD in relationships and can love survive? Let's get it.
Mickey made it. Mickey made what you made, Mickey.
School y'all on something. There are men that are walking around here right now that are traumatized due to how a woman treated them in the past. You can text a man something as simple as, "Hey, I have a few questions for you," and boom, immediately his mind can go to, what did I do wrong, or what did I do? And this is based upon how a previous partner has treated them. It's not that he hasn't gone through and dug out certain things and gotten past certain treatment that happened previously before you came along, but it's the fact that he may need some reassurance. It's the fact that even though he's done his work, or either he's still doing some work, it boils down to you choosing to have patience with that man if you choose to deal with him. It's not always about you.
That's a fact. Facts.
Have a good day.
Look, I know it just can't be me. I can't be the only one walking around with PTSD from dating. it can't just be me.
You guys don't forget to leave your comments down below, and we'll talk about this on my live show Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays 9 a.m. Let's get it.
Time I even meet someone new, it's like a trigger. It's like, oh man, we doing this again. Oh damn, she did that. Like, oh shorty, oh man, I see the attitude she kind of reminded me of, because it's been that terrible. It's been that terrible that I need to go to therapy to release PTSD from past dating ships. And that's what they are now, because we no longer just meet people and then disconnect. This is a whole situationship that's created from that. One that you didn't even ask for. It's crazy. So I know I'm not the only one that needs some type of diagnosis for that. We all got PTSD. But we here, man. We here. We gonna keep sticking it through, but you may have an anxiety attack here or there. It's worth it in the end, though.
I was in a live the other day where a man said that he has PTSD from his past relationships. I was like, wow. To be able to voice that as a man and talk about the trauma that you experienced from relationships was like just crazy to hear. It was so crazy because, he didn't go into details about her relationships. He didn't, give any of the tea or anything like that. But if you think about post-traumatic stress disorder, right? And you think about relationships between men and women, I mean, it makes sense. I think men are at a point where they are being more boisterous about their experience with women. And I think about the trauma that comes from relationships with men and women, and how we as women can be very, very vicious with our words, very vicious, very malicious. We got some ways, ladies. We got some ways. And I think because we know that we can be vicious with our words, and we know that words hurt men a lot, especially when they care about you, it can be traumatizing. You find a woman that you think is a good woman to you, and you're trying to be a good man to her, and the slight time, if you piss her off, you don't know what you're going to get. I think we all go through things like in relationships, but it was just really different to hear a man voice that about his relationships. Very interesting.
Hey yo, having PTSD from a relationship is real, whether it be mental or physical abuse, or even both. That's why it's important to take as much time as you need to heal, because you can't expect somebody else to heal a heart they didn't break. Oh God.
How does complex trauma really impact and sabotage our lives? Here are 3 ways that I think are huge that we don't talk about enough. Number 1, The experience of having parents betray you by not being generally consistently safe creates a lack of trust in humans. It's like at the end of the day, you can only trust yourself, and even that can be difficult, but you learn to self-regulate and that anyone at any moment can hurt you. Number 2, your emotional interior world is often extremely intense and you feel too much and think too much, but you have learned to contain that and not share that. And so part of your work is learning how to engage in a vulnerable way with other people. And that is the last part. And that's the part I'm going to be doing a lot of work here on, is being vulnerable and open to your needs and your wants and your hopes and your dreams.
Let's talk about the harsh reality when it comes to loving someone who has PTSD. It is definitely not all rainbows and butterflies all day, every day. But it can get close to that if you want to put in the work. Let's talk about what that work looks like. It's letting go of grudges. It's realizing that resentment is only holding you back and it will not push you forward. It's learning for both of you to let go of the small things. It's finding ways to communicate with each other that works for both of you. It's taking time for yourself, making sure your mental health and your emotional health is being taken care of. And no, that does not mean that your significant other is caring for them. That means that you are caring for them. And it means not willing to give up, not using the divorce word, not using the get out of my house, not using I hate you. It's remembering that the person you love is in there and didn't ask for this either.
Okay, y'all, so I just told y'all about the story time there. This dude took me out last night. We live in the same area, and he took me to a spot that he frequent and blah, blah, blah. Y'all see that video before this one. Now, of course, after my little, date, I called my good sis Mackenzie to give her a life update, and she was just not happy. She was not impressed. And I'm just like, I had a good date. Like, what's the problem? She was like, you don't know how to be with one person. And I'm like, that's kind of what dating is. Like, you're supposed to date multiple people. She said, but what happened to the dude that's 6'9"? I said, we still, doing good. I love it over there. She said, so why are you entertaining somebody else? I said, because that's what dating is. She was like, I think you have a problem. She said, I don't think you know how to be with one person. Because if you really like the dude that's 6'9", you wouldn't have never entertained somebody else. And I'm just listening to Mackenzie as she read me my rights, y'all. And she's not wrong. I don't think I know how to be with one person. I'm going to tell y'all something, and I'm going to keep it a band with you. The dude who I talked to for 5 months, I always reference this where, he was a chef here in Kansas City until our job moved him to California. I was all in with him. I'm talking all in. I didn't talk to nobody else. Y'all seen the videos where I, flew to California. He flew me out and that was a bad experience. And I feel like I got PTSD from entertaining that one man, trying to see that one man through, dealing with that one man's problems. Like, I'll be so quick, you give me a red flag, nigga, I'm goodbye. Like, if I let a nigga get too close to me, it's like, nigga, I got to go. Being in that relationship just made me not want to be in a relationship no more. You know what I'm saying? So when Mackenzie was like talking, she wasn't wrong. Mind you, the advice that she give me is based on the information that I told her. You know what I'm saying? So it's not like she's talking out of her ass. She's giving me advice based on, the stories I done told her. And so I'm like, ain't no way she can be wrong using my own information against me. I'm just hearing it in a different way that I never thought of before. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like in order for me to settle down with a man, I'm going to have to change my way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because I swear, let a nigga show one red flag, I'm gone. But then again, if I show a red flag, niggas are more forgiving than females. So I really need to figure out what I'm doing as far as dating goes. And if I'm, dating for marriage, or if I'm just dating for now, or what. Because, Mackenzie's advice really opened my eyes. I really don't know what I'm doing, I guess.
Quick message, guys. Relationship PTSD from being treated poorly is actually real. It actually have you out here feeling like you're not worthy of anything. It actually have you feeling like that, you're the worst person in the world. So if you're going through that situation where you got to the point in life where somebody made you feel like you're not that person, that girl, that guy, because of a relationship that didn't play out right, the relationship that had you feeling like, somebody else mattered more than you, the relationship that made you feel like somebody else's life was more important than yours, somebody else that made you feel like you had to give in so much and nothing was put back into you, the relationship that made you feel like you had to run an extra mile for somebody that wasn't running at all, the relationship that made you feel like you had to, do so much to get so little in return, the relationship that made you feel like, you wasn't worthy unless you was giving something valuable, unless you was giving up something that was never happy, the relationship that made you feel like, you can die today and I'll be okay tomorrow. That relationship could give you PTSD. It could take you so far down. But I want to give you guys some encouraging words to say, stay up, stay lifted up. When you're going through something in life that's traumatic like that, you get up every day and you put one foot in front of the next. You get up every day and you get yourself together. You get yourself up and going. Even if you don't feel like it, you have to do these things for yourself in order to get to the next level in your own personal life. Or else you'll stay stuck back off in a hole that's drowning you, and you get darker and darker each day that you don't get up out of it. So the best thing for you to do when you're in a relationship and it went wrong, do not waddle in your sorrow. Feel your feelings. I'm not telling you that. Feel the pain that you're going through. However, through that pain, get up, get yourself together each day. Get a shower, clean your room, pray. Smile, look in the mirror, tell yourself, I can, I will, and I must. I can do this. I will do this. And I must do this for me to get up out this slump. Because taking on all the things that relationship failure brings, it'll pull you down so far. It'll be 2 years before you get back up and start being yourself again. Don't let that be you. Start the very next day by getting up every day, getting you together. When I was broken, I never stopped. That's why I could tell you that it actually worked. You feel this empty feeling in the inside. But when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can tell yourself, I'm beautiful. I'm somebody. I can do this. I can. I will. And I must. Because you're looking at somebody that's got up and got themselves together. Brush your teeth, washed their face, showered, did their hair, put on some clean iron clothes, and made a way for yourself. But when you look in the mirror and you see yourself down out bad, hair not done, breath stink, clothes wrinkled, things are not together, you feel just like you feel. And you look just like you feel. So you don't want to do that. In order to make things better in your life, you have to look better than you feel. Don't stay that way. Work on your inner self. But you have to look better than you feel in the process of healing. And that's the goal. Just want to bring that quick message. Scotia, follow me for more.
Okay, so let's talk about something nobody talks about often in the healing journey, right? And when you go through something traumatic enough, you will develop relationship PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. It's a real thing, right? And the things that you go through, right, is so traumatic. And even though that you've left, you can no longer have contact. You can have gone on your healing journey. You can have gone to therapy. But there will be things that sometimes trigger you. And I'm talking about this can be 8 years, 10 years, 15 years down the line. Because that thing was so traumatic, it will trigger you and put you in a space where, oh, hold on, I don't want to feel like that. Right? But here's what it is in reality. We have to learn how to communicate. We have to learn how to express our feelings. We have to learn to know that it's okay to express our feelings. And if the person that we're talking to doesn't receive or wants to say, oh, well, you should have let that go. Oh, I'm not going to talk about that. Oh, well, that's your issue. You need to deal with it. Well, that's just not the person who you need to be talking to. But what we can't do is let the PTSD now control our decisions, right? And we have to be able to identify. Because I myself, let me tell you something. When you start dealing with people, you will realize and then be able to recognize, hey, well, wait a minute, I might be tripping a little bit. Okay? And you pull it back. You get yourself back together. It's tools that you use to get yourself back together to know that this person is not that person. And as long as you can talk and communicate and get understanding, then just know, okay, wait, that might be something I need to work on. Maybe I thought I was good in that area. Okay? Sometimes it's us that needs to work still. Sometimes it's us that look at things and make them bigger, because when you deal with people and now people are whole and they're healed and they're like, what is wrong with you? Sometimes it's you. But that relationship PTSD, oh, it's a thing. Okay? So be able to recognize, be able to identify, and then be able to have a resource for tools. Okay? So that you can be whole and the new you. Yeah, have a good one.
I would die on this hill that healthy relationships are just as triggering, if not more triggering, than unhealthy and toxic relationships. When you're in something that's, relatively healthy, like there's not any type of abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, there's no toxicity, it literally forces you to look at yourself and your own insecurities, your own wounds, your own attachment issues. Like, there's nobody else to blame. There's nobody to... You will start to try to mess it up in some kind of way, or you will start to question and doubt yourself, or be very judgmental and critical of yourself.
Okay, PTSD in relationships. I'm feeling like this is a conversation that needs to be had. You guys let me know, are you dealing with this? Do you know somebody that went through it? You good? You straight? How's this whole love thing working out in these times? I don't know. I'm confused myself. But you guys let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get back to you guys. And if you want to, chop it up live, you know where to hit me. 9 a.m. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Right here on YouTube. Till next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe.